If you think modern life is dangerous, noisy, or unhealthy, you might want to sit down for this. Because for most of human history, ordinary daily life was far more dangerous than we can imagine today. Not wars, not disasters, just normal things people did every day. From getting dressed, to drinking water, to visiting a doctor. Here are 10 normal things that used to be extremely dangerous. 1. Medicine. Let's start with doctors. For centuries, medical treatment often made patients worse instead of better. Doctors didn't understand bacteria, they didn't wash their hands, and they reused dirty tools from one patient to the next. Surgeons would go straight from performing an autopsy to delivering a baby without cleaning up. In fact, some doctors believed washing hands was unnecessary or even harmful. Patients were prescribed mercury, arsenic, and cocaine. Yes, actual poison. And if you needed surgery, there was no anesthesia. People were held down while doctors worked as fast as possible to avoid shock. Surviving the illness was one challenge. Surviving the treatment was another. 2. Childbirth. Today, childbirth is usually safe. In the past, it was one of the leading causes of death for women. There were no antibiotics, no sterile equipment, no understanding of infection. A simple birth could turn deadly within days due to fever and blood poisoning. Tragically, doctors often caused the infections themselves by moving from corpse to mother without washing their hands. Entire families accepted that losing a mother during childbirth was normal. It wasn't rare, it was expected. 3. Food preservation. Refrigerators didn't exist. So how did people preserve food? Badly. Meat was often spoiled but hidden under heavy spices to mask the smell. Milk was watered down or mixed with chalk. Bread sometimes contained sawdust. Food poisoning wasn't an accident. It was a regular part of life. Even worse, food containers were often made of lead. Slowly, silently, people poisoned themselves every time they ate. 4. Drinking water. Clean water was a luxury. Cities dumped waste directly into rivers, the same rivers people drank from. Cholera, typhoid, and dysentery spread rapidly. In some places, beer was safer to drink than water because boiling during brewing killed bacteria. People didn't know why water made them sick. They just knew it did. So dehydration, disease, and death were common outcomes of something as simple as taking a drink. 5. Fashion. Looking good used to be deadly. Corsets were tightened so much they crushed ribs, damaged organs, and restricted breathing. Women fainting wasn't fashion drama, it was oxygen deprivation. But it gets worse. Some dresses were dyed with arsenic to create bright green colors. The fabric literally released poison into the air. People didn't just wear fashion, they absorbed it. 6. Cosmetics. Makeup was toxic. White face powder, made with lead. Lip color, often mercury-based. Women slowly poisoned themselves for beauty. And for beautiful eyes, people used belladonna drops, a substance that dilates pupils but can cause blindness, hallucinations, or death. Looking fashionable sometimes meant sacrificing your health or your life. 7. Heating homes. Staying warm was risky. Homes were heated using open fires or poorly ventilated stoves. Carbon monoxide poisoning was common, but unknown. Entire families went to sleep and never woke up. People blamed bad air, curses, or fate, never realizing the fire meant to protect them was killing them. 8. Lighting. Before electricity, lighting was another danger. Candles and oil lamps caused massive fires. Entire cities burned down regularly. Gas lamps leaked toxic fumes into homes. A simple attempt to see in the dark could destroy everything you owned, or end your life. 9. Dentistry. Going to the dentist today might be uncomfortable. In the past, it was terrifying. Teeth were pulled by barbers using pliers. No anesthesia, no sterilization. Infections spread easily and could kill you from a single bad tooth. Sometimes the toothache was survivable. The treatment wasn't. 10. Public entertainment. Even entertainment was dangerous. Public executions were family events. Crowds packed tightly together, often so tightly that people were crushed or suffocated. Thousands died simply from standing in the wrong place at the wrong time. Entertainment didn't just risk embarrassment, it risked death. When we look back at the past, it's easy to think people were reckless or ignorant, but they weren't stupid. They were living without knowledge we now take for granted. And here's the uncomfortable thought. In 200 years, people might look back at us and say the same thing. About processed food, about pollution, about sitting all day staring at screens. Every era thinks it's safe, until it isn't. So next time you flip a light switch, drink clean water, or visit a hospital, remember, a normal life used to be deadly. Thanks for watching. Do you have an idea for a new video? Drop a comment below.